The 14th National Party Congress has set a clear goal for Vietnam to participate more meaningfully in global value chains through higher value technology driven production.
And according to the Vietnam General Department of Customs, technology products accounted for more than 20% of Vietnam's total export in 2025. Alongside traditional items such as electronics, newer high-tech products are now emerging, making Vietnam's role in the global technology value chain increasingly vital. Our story has more.
CT-UAE platforms incorporate advanced aeronautical engineering, smart control systems, and mission-specific software, reflecting a level of technological sophistication that goes beyond conventional drone assembly. In 2025, 5,000 made-in-Vietnam unmanned aerial vehicles were exported to South Korea under OEM contracts. About 85% of production value were generated in Vietnam, covering design, system integration, and manufacturing rather than financial assembly alone.
Just about the domestic market, but providing ourselves internationally. South Korea is one of the toughest markets with extremely high standards. Our customers are leaders in advanced science and technology.
After operating in Vietnam since 2013, U.S. tech giant Marvell Technology has grown its local presence into one of its key global R&D hubs. Now, Marvell Technology has grown its local workforce to more than 500 engineers, making Vietnam its third largest R&D hub globally after the United States and India. Rather than assembly or testing alone, Vietnamese engineers at Marvell participate in core stages of the semiconductor value chain, including chip architecture design, verifications, and performance validation for global markets.
If we look back 10 or 20 years, few would have thought Vietnam had the potential to develop a high-tech semiconductor industry. But things have changed very quickly. Vietnam has become an increasingly attractive destination for high-tech investment. Marvell is a global multinational, and its R&D center in Vietnam now plays a critical, indispensable role in a global semiconductor value chain.
According to the National Statistics Office, Vietnam's digital economy accounted for about 14.02% of GDP by 2025 and is targeted to reach about 30% by 2030 under the national strategy, marking a shift toward higher value, technology-driven growth across the economy.
Now, beyond hardware manufacturing, Vietnam is emerging as a destination for global software development and innovation.
And in Ho Chi Minh City, multinational firms are investing in research and development centers that serve worldwide markets, signaling a broader transformation in the country's technology ecosystem. Our reporter spoke with Manik Saha, Managing Director of SAP Labs Singapore and Vietnam, as SAP, one of the world's largest enterprise software companies, serving hundreds of thousands of customers globally, launches new R&D hub in the city with a planned investment of over $170 million.
Thank you for spending time with Vietnam today.
Thank you for inviting me.
For the first question, what factors make Ho Chi Minh City become attractive for high-tech investment?
We started to look into Vietnam for two main reasons. So the first reason is that the talent pool here is amazing. I think Vietnam has a very strong STEM education system. In Ho Chi Minh City, we work with 3 of the universities quite closely. And when we spoke to the professors and also some of the students, we saw that they have very strong foundation in engineering. They are very determined to push the boundaries and really ramp up in terms of the skill set that is required to succeed, not just in Vietnam, but in a global playing field. We are actually making products here for our global customers, and it's important to have the right innovation mindset for the setup that can really drive this innovation, not just for Vietnam or Southeast Asia or Asia, but really looking at global customers. I think the second decision point came because we also look at the regulatory requirements and also the policies that are being pushed by the Vietnamese government. And one thing that really stood out was the fact that this government is really promoting the investment into technology and also making sure that multinational companies like SAP, when they're investing into Vietnam, also get the best benefit for the investment that they're making.
And what strategy are in place to attract high-quality engineers in Ho Chi Minh City?
If you look at the numbers, this year we've already engaged with over 5,000 students. Almost 40% of the hires we've made are fresh graduates who are coming out of these universities. If we continue this kind of momentum, if we continue to find the right talent pool in Vietnam, there is no doubt in my mind that we will continue to invest and become part of that 2045 journey in terms of really making this one of the key innovation hubs across Asia, if not the world. So from what I've seen so far, everything is very positive. I really feel that the company is making the right moves. And if they continue in this direction, I'm pretty confident in the next even 5 years or 10 years, this will start to emerge as one of the leading locations in Asia. My ambition and my goal in the next 5 years that there is already some product ownership that happens in in a location like Ho Chi Minh City, where they're able to make decisions on roadmaps, direction of product that is also used by these customers around the world.
Thank you for your insights.
Thank you so much for having me.